All right, so we have a little bit of time left, and I wanted to do our inductive learning here. And let's take a look. For this week's Aliya Yomi, we already did the first 4 verses, so this is picking up after that. So this is continuing with our Aliya Yomi, the Aliyah of the day. Hopefully it will be. And this is verse 29 for this week's Torah portion. So let's go through this together, and let's look at the grammatical stuff that's in here. So would somebody like to read this, verse 29? Yonatan, you want to read?
Sure, no problem. Vehaya ki yevi acha Adonai Elohecha el haaretz asher let's together asher ata ba shema lerish ta.
Okay, good. Let's stop there because that's our end of clause. Very nice. Good. Okay. So v'haya. Okay. So what does v'haya mean? Anybody? We'll do this with the group. V'haya.
Verb conversing.
Yep. So it means
And
haya.
be.
So haya means, you're right, it was, but as was mentioned here, and this is something we haven't had in this class yet, but it is in the Aliya Yomi stuff. So again, remember when we do Aliya Yomi, you're going to see grammar stuff that you haven't learned yet, which is fine, right? That's part of the point of it, right? So here we have what's called vav conversive. The vav here changes the time, right? So haya by itself, this is in the perfect, right? So if we just see haya, we translate it was, right? But the vav changes that. It makes the whole thing change so that it's imperfect.
And will be.
Yeah, that's right. And it will be, or it will come to pass, it will be. Oftentimes translated, it will come to pass. Ki yeviyacha Adonai Elohecha. Okay? Yeviyacha. This is a bit tricky here. So what's the basis verb, guys? What's the ba?
Ba means come or bring. Or...
Exactly. So come, in this case, this is the Hethel form, which we haven't learned in class yet, but we do have in the Aliya Yomi. So when you see a yod before the third root letter, this tells us Hethel, the causative or causative binyan. So that verbal root usually has a causative effect. Okay? So ba, you're right, means to come, and yavi means to bring. Yeah, exactly. So it will come to pass. Key here is probably when, but you can say that. Adonai Elohecha, that's the subject, right? Here's our subject. What's that? Adonai Elohecha?
Mm-hmm.
Subject?
When,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Adonai Elohim will bring.
Good. Will bring who? Cha. So here we have a pronominal suffix, and that's what we had last week. We had the suffixes, right? So these suffixes work on verbs too. So cha is who he's going to bring. He's going to bring you. That's the second person masculine ending. So, and it will come to pass when Adonai your God, or that Adonai your God, will bring cha, you, el haaretz. What's that?
Into the land.
Good. Unto the land. Asher ata.
That you.
Va shama.
Are entering?
Yeah. Yep, are entering or will enter or will come, shama. Now the hey at the end here, this is something new. Probably you've seen this, but not part of our class. This is what we call the hey locative. Hey locative. I think I misspelled this. My English spelling is not good. Locative. Anyway, whatever. I'm leaving it like that. The hey locative. And so we put this on the end of something if someone is traveling towards there. So, for example, Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. Towards Jerusalem is Yerushalayimah, right? So, Nelech Yerushalayimah, let us go to Jerusalem, right? So, when you come, Shama, thither is how Old English does this. We have there, and English used to have a directional also, thither, towards there. Okay? Lerishta. Who knows what this verb is? Anybody know? Lerishta?
Possession?
Yeah, that's right.
Possession?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Yep. It's the verbal form. The verb is yagash. Yagash. Yep. And so the yod in verbs that start with the yod, we call them pei yod verbs. The yod oftentimes goes bye-bye. Gone. Okay? So to possess, who knows what's up with that hey and the mapik at the end? What's going on here? What's that mean? What
So
is
that's
that?
Her.
Anybody know? Vikoy?
Possessive.
Yeah, that's right.
Possessive her.
Right. So we have the pronominal suffix, right? We have, this is actually third feminine singular suffix, right? If you remember your pronominal suffixes from last week, here it is. It's on a verb already. So the her is because it's the land. In Hebrew, land is feminine. So we say it, right? To possess it, meaning the land. But in Hebrew, it's like to possess her, right? Because land is a she. Good. Okay. All right. Who wants to read this part after the? We read the first clause. Let's read the next clause.
Question po, Rav.
Yes.
Um, Sorry, Jonathan. Okay, the word bar shama
Yeah.
that you're entering towards there. Sir, could I say is that an example of participle?
Yes. Yep. It because if it was not a participle, it would have to say bata, right? To agree with ata. Bata, meaning the perfect form, right? This is a participle. This is active participle. Exactly. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right. So who wants to read and translate this next part, the next clause? Read and then we'll translate together. Someone want to read? Yomar, I know you want to. Jump on in.
Okay, Rap. Thank you.
Sure.
Venatata et haberaka alhar gerisim. Ve'et hakilala alhar eival.
Nice. Okay. All right. So let's translate this together, everyone. Then benatata. What's benatata? So this is a natata. What's natata by itself? You guys know?
Like that? Like so that's like you will said or something?
Yeah. You will set or you will give. Either one of those. Very good. So the verb is natan. And what happens, this is a pay noon verb, right? Meaning the first letter in the verb is a noon. And with those kind of verbs, the noon oftentimes disappears, okay? In this case, he's still there. But we also have a noon at the last. And the last also tends to disappear. So here we have nata, and then the last noon has assimilated. That's why we got that strong dagesh in there. The noon from natan, he went inside of the tav. Okay, so natata is you will give or you will place. Okay, so the natata, the vav changes it. Instead of you gave, it's you will give, right? Natata means you gave. But the natata, the vav is a vav conversive, like we saw at the beginning of the sentence over here. And so the time changes. It makes the whole thing imperfect. So, and you will give or set what we said. Habracha, what's that?
Blessings?
Yep, the blessing, literally. Al har gerizim. What's that mean?
On Mount Gerizim?
Good. Ve'et hakelala al ha'aival.
Okay, and the curse
Yeah.
on Mount Ebal.
Yeah. Sorry, these are kind of close together. The gray didn't show up with my pink highlight when I did the screenshot, so I had to type it and copy and paste. And you can see it's kind of so on Mount Aival, exactly. And when you read Joshua, they do this. And I just want to point out to make sure you guys are seeing this with the definite direct object marker. Very nice. So we have here's our verb, right? Set or place. Okay. And here we have our first DDO, definite direct object marker, dutifully marking what's going to happen. And then we have another definite direct object marker. Hebrew can mark multiple accusatives in this way. So these both are connected to the same verb. So the writer does not need to repeat the verb. Right? The same verb has power over this et and the next et. You can have multiple ets with one verb, actually. Okay? All right, verse 30. Who'd like to read verse 30? maybe up to the Atnachta.
That's question.
What?
Is there to you there
Yes.
in interrogative hey?
Yeah. But you can just read it. You don't have to translate yet. We can translate as a group if you like. I just need somebody to read it. All right, maybe I'll read it. Halo Haima be'aver hayarden, acharei derech nevo hashemesh be'eretz hakne'ani, hayoshe ba'arava. Okay, we just went to the Etnakta. Okay, so what's that say? Jump in, guys. Halo, what's halo?
They not?
Yeah,
Is there not?
yeah, is there not? Yep. So remember last time we had the hey interrogative. That's what that guy is. See it? The hey interrogative. Remember we covered that last time? And we have there's some I chopped that part out and made videos of it on the language snippets, by the way, if you need a review for that. So that is our hey interrogative. So you can think of this like the upside down question mark in Espanol, right? When they have a question sentence in Spanish, they start it with that thing. And so it tells you, hello, we're asking a question. Or not, Hema, what's Hema?
They.
They, right? Are not they, Be'aver Hayarden? What's this mean? Be'aver.
Beyond the Jordan?
You could maybe do that. That's kind of a loose translation, though. Actually, no, I guess that's correct. In English, beyond can mean on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good then. Yeah, okay. So Aver, it's something that you avar, right? You go the other side. So the other side of the Jordan. Good. So yeah, beyond the Jordan. Literally in the other side of the Jordan. Achrei derech nevo hashemesh. This is a bit more complicated. So achrei derech, you guys know this? Achrei.
Akre west
Nope.
of the not west?
Achrei doesn't tell us west. No, west is usually Yama. Usually we say Yama.
Oh, is Akre like after then?
But you're right though. They are from their perspective. It is west. They're heading west. But achrei. After did you say after? Yeah, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yep. After derech, after the path, mevo hashemesh, the eretz ani. Okay.
Oh, the going down of the sun.
Yeah. Good. You guys got that? The going down, the setting of the sun. Mevo, look, it's related to ba, right? Literally like the coming of the sun, the arrival of the sun. Would be mavo, but here we have, it's like in contract, mevo hashemesh, of the sun. The eretz ani. What's that mean? The eretz ani.
In the land of Canaanites.
In the land of Canaan, in the land of Canaan, the Canaanites.
Canaanites, yep, in the land of the Canaanites. Hayoshe ba'arava. So this is an active participle, by the way, for those of you who have learned participles so far.
Active. Is
No,
it who lives
Yeah,
in the ark?
very good, who live. So the hey, when you have it in Torah Hebrew, in front of an active participle, it can stand in for the word asher. In later biblical Hebrew, we have other ways to express this. But this is the way the Torah expresses it. Hayoshev, very good. So who, Yoshev, who live in the Arava. What's the Arava? You don't know this word yet, so I'll just say. Go ahead.
is this word Arab? Is this, does it mean mix, sir? Mix?
Mix. Okay, I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the mixed multitudes, right? The Erev Rav, right? Yeah, that's a very interesting insight. I'm not sure if this word is related to that in any way or if they're just homographs. This word here means like a step or a plane, right? It's like a flat, elevated area, right? Arava. Yeah, very interesting to take that from the mixed multitudes. Yeah, the Erev Rav, right? The Erev Rav. Yeah, they're spelled the same way, so I mean they're both Ayin Reish Beit, so yeah, very interesting. Okay, mul. What's mul mean?
Opposite.
Opposite or in front of? Hagilgal. This is a place. Gilgal. Aitzel, which is in front of. Elone More. Okay, you probably don't know this word. This is a kind of tree.
Oaks, the
Yeah,
oaks of Moreh?
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And Elon. This is an oak. Oak, a kind of species of oak that grows very old. Some translate this terebinth. Just FYI. Okay. And here we have a construct chain. The oaks of Moreh. Good. Very good. Okay. Any comments or questions?